Let's bring in my two good friends, Liz Wheeler of The Liz Wheeler Show and David Harris Jr., host of David Harris Jr. podcast. Both of you guys, thank you so much for joining us on a very, very busy breaking news day. Liz, let me start with you. What are your thoughts on bring us up to speed? It's 4:30 on the East Coast right now. Lots breaking with regards to Cuomo. Give us the latest on what you think is going on, what should happen.
Well, first of all, I'm glad you played those clips from CNN because CNN, I actually laughed watching how they were covering this because they had Jeffrey Toobin, the Zoom masturbator, giving legal analysis on the Andrew Cuomo scandal, and you can't make that up. Whatever producer made that decision, it's so hilarious, it's so dumb. No wonder people hate CNN. But truly, what's happening in New York, what we should be focusing on, it's good that Andrew Cuomo will be brought down if he is by whatever means, whether it was because of sexual harassment, whatever. But it's amazing, it's astounding that he wasn't brought down by the fact that his actions led to the death of thousands and thousands of nursing home residents in the state of New York. And then, once he became aware that his policies were directly leading to the death of these grandmas and grandpas, he covered it up. His administration covered it up. And the excuse he gave publicly for that, as he was making millions of dollars with his book, was that he didn't want the Trump administration to politicize it. That's really what we should be focusing on here when we talk about this story.
Yeah. I still think the nursing home scandal will break later on soon, and he'll be in even further hot water, maybe even criminally. Who knows? David, let's talk a little bit about CNN's decision. In the monologue, I said they have a big decision to make here. Do they keep Chris Cuomo and have him ignore the biggest story in the country, or do they at least, replace him until this thing plays out? What do you think they should do?
Well, it's always difficult when you try to figure out what CNN is going to do because they're constantly trying to craft a narrative and a story that's going to appeal to their audience. What I really hope takes place, there's a new report that's come out that actually singles out Chris for helping to craft the stories of the allegations for his brother to then combat the allegations themselves. Yeah. So there's calls for Chris to actually be fired from CNN because he was helping his brother try to cover up his own tracks with all of this sexual misconduct. So I really hope that the viewers that are watching your show, and hopefully more are going to continue to watch NewsMax over CNN. I hope the viewers over there understand that they're literally being lied to, led astray by sexual predators, brothers that know what's going on, that are trying to diffuse the story, that are trying to lie to the people, and they need to stop watching. They need to be held accountable, and the brothers need to absolutely be held accountable. Hopefully, CNN does fire him. Hopefully, Governor Cuomo. These are his last days. And it also makes me wonder, what are they hiding? What are they covering up from? I know they don't want to talk about the thousands of people that died in nursing homes at the behest of Governor Cuomo.
Yeah, that's coming next, Liz. But David does point out it was actually in the New York Attorney General's report, the investigative report that she talked about yesterday, that Chris Cuomo was in fact part of the crisis management team. Now, I don't know how you can call yourself an objective journalist and be part of someone who's defending himself against sexual harassment cases and then go on TV and be all woke and everything and say sexual harassment's bad, but you're helping craft a narrative for your own brother to defend against the sexual harassment claims. Your thoughts?
Right. Well, my first thought is, does Chris Cuomo call himself an objective journalist? Because we all know that that's patently absurd. This is unsurprising from CNN at this point. It was CNN, employees of CNN who gave Hillary Clinton debate questions in 2016 when she was going to debate President Trump. CNN was the biggest propagator of some of the biggest lies hurled at the Trump administration, from Kavanaugh allegations to Ukraine allegations to Russia collusion allegations. CNN has been there every step of the way, lying. So it doesn't surprise me. There's a reason that CNN's viewership is at the lowest that it's been in years, I believe, that it's dropped by, 10, 20, 30% since Biden took office, because the American people aren't stupid. We're smart people. We know reality when we hear it, and we know when we're being lied to, and CNN continues to lie.
David, final thought here. We'll watch tonight to see if I did watch an hour of Cuomo tonight or whatever the heck, it's prime time last night, waiting for him to just mention it, even just do a mea culpa, but he didn't. I'm guessing he has to address it tonight. David, what do you think? What do you think happens tonight?
I think he's going to continue to downplay it. He's going to play the card that his brother is still playing. Governor Cuomo is still denying that he did anything wrong sexually with any of these women. So many of these women that have come forward and say that they've dealt with this for years. I think we're going to see the same thing on Cuomo tonight. I don't think he's going to admit to anything. Obviously, he's going to sidestep and side pedal and soft pedal every other thing else, and just try to hold on to the viewers' hope that he's actually integrous, which is absolutely laughable. So, no, I don't think we're going to hear him say anything of substance tonight on his show.
All right, we're going to leave it right there. Good friends of mine, David Harris Jr. and Liz Wheeler. We'll see you again soon coming up.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on NewsMax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. NewsMax TV, we're real news for real people.